everybody, this is Michelle with Creative Operation and Country Craft Creations. I have a design team project for you, and this is going to be just a quickie project, but I wanted to share it with you. This is a real fun, easy way to get rid of some scraps, and I have some scraps, of the Remember the Time paper collection from Country Craft Creations that is absolutely beautiful. And I was thinking about how to make a desk calendar. There's a lot of them out there, and this is the time of year that people are making them. And I got my scraps out, and I got some chipboard and cardstock out, and I grabbed my album tags and accents die. I love this die, and decided that I was going to use this on this project and make a nice little desk calendar. So this is a real quick, easy project. It's really simple, but it made it super easy with this die because I'm telling you what, and the tags, I love these tags. They're just gorgeous. But basically, all I did was just make a nice little easel. I designed a little easel to go with this tag collection, and it'll sit on your desk. You have January here, obviously, at the front. And then when you flip it over, you have February. So no matter what month you're doing, you can have the month, facing you. So that's nice. If you wanted to do this as a single-sided thing, you could put pictures on the back. So, this has a lot of, options that you could do with this. I'll just show you the papers real quick. And again, these were scraps that I had. So it was really easy to put together, and it only required just a little bit of paper here. So yeah, isn't that pretty? I love that. So some of the papers, like I said, again, were scraps. I had some that had the imagery and some that have the blank, or not blank, but the background type papers. And it goes through the whole entire month. And then there's the back of the calendar. The really nice thing about this is that, you could reuse this if you decided like next year you want to go ahead and put some more calendars on here. You could actually, if you wanted to, probably just cover this up and put another calendar on here and then just keep reusing it. You could make 12 of these tags, have the calendar on the front, and then put a picture on the back. Like I said, it would make a great project, a great little gift. It stands up. You can do it without the easel and then just hang it however you want to do that. But this die made this super, super simple. Now, I want to show you the calendars that I used and then give you a couple quick ideas, then we'll get into the tutorial. So these calendars here I bought at my local craft store. They come with 10 little notepads of calendars basically, and I just took them and tore them off, and then I used my Xyron to run these through to put the adhesive, and then I put those on the cardstock to back them and give them kind of a matte. So that's how I did that. So I have plenty. I can do some more. And so there's that. Then today, or actually last night, let's go through last night. So last night, I went to printacalendar.com, and you can go, and there's an option to print off calendars, and you can either do it in landscape or portrait. It doesn't matter. But they turn out to be nice little calendars. So if you don't have access to these, you can always go to printacalendar.com, and I'll put the link there below, and you can print these off. Also in Scrapbookers, if you are a member of Scrapbookers, in the file section, there's a file called 2023 calendar 12 months.pdf. There, you'll get one of these out of that if you're in the group. If you're not in the group, then you'll have to go to Print a Calendar and do that on your own. So you can do that. There's lots of other places that you can get free little mini calendars too, but that was a good one. And I love the fact, this was really cool. I love the fact that it automatically sizes the squares so that if you have, like for December 31st, it's kind of like, it's only one there. Instead of putting a slash and putting 31, it gives it its entire row, which I love. It drives me crazy when calendars don't have enough squares for all the days. I hate that. So I really love the fact that this program does it. So again, printacalendar.com. Check that out. So that's another way to get them. The other way, which I did find today, and it just freaked me out, was I was in the dollar store because Sally did a live, and she was in the dollar store, and I had to go and see if there were any Valentine's things I just had to have. And all I saw were blank shelves. So I'm going to have to go back because they have none of the Valentine's stuff out. But they do have a lot of calendars out. And I saw this one. And so I picked it up. Well, then when I picked it up, I thought, wait a minute. This thing looks too, like the pad looks too big. Like there's too many pages in it. And so when I opened this up, this was $1.25. Okay. You get this pad of paper. It's magnetized. You can stick it on your fridge. But then this pad here, I'm looking through it. You guys, this has 3 sets of calendars for 2023. And had I have known that, I would have picked up more. I had no clue. But I wanted to show you this is another option. So this would fit, those calendar sizes would fit perfectly on this project too. So there's another option for you as well. So again, the dollar store, you can make 3 of these with these calendars right here. And get a notepad to put off to the side. And then, yeah, so that's what I wanted to show you. So those are 3 options that you can use to get the little calendars for this project. And I'm sure there's a billion more out there. If you're a Pinterest person, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of places where you can get the calendars. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. But the one thing you do have to know is that it has to fit within the parameters of this tag. Now, this tag, when you use this die, measures just shy of 4 inches by 6 inches. So essentially it's 4 by 6. So your little calendars have to be small enough to fit within that space. Okay. So whatever your calendars you're going to use, measure those. I did my mats with an 1/8 inch border around, because the heartfelt dies, when you use the die for the mat, it gives a little bit more of a border than, you know, I usually cut things at 1/8 inch smaller. It gives a little bit more of a border than that. Not quite, well, maybe it is about 1/8 of an inch. It's just shy of an 1/8 of an inch. So it's a little bit more than what we usually do. But anyways, I just decided to cut my mats about an 1/8 of an inch border around the calendar. So like, for example, these calendars here measure roughly almost 3 1/8 by like 2. So I cut my mats here 2 1/4 by 3 3/8. Okay, so that's what I cut the mats. So I used artisan black cardstock and ran them through the die, or ran my die through my very old Cuttlebug, which is making noises, so I think it might be breaking, but we'll see. I'm still going to use it. I don't want to buy another machine, but if it breaks, I will. So and then I picked out my pattern papers and I ran my pattern papers through, and then I just glued them together. So basically for this project, let's talk about what we need for this project. I'm going to stand this guy up. So you will need a book ring. You're going to need a couple pieces of cardstock. We're going to need, the way I made mine, you will need 7 of these tag shapes. 6 of them will be for the calendars and 1 will be for the base, the easel base that we're going to create. Okay, so I've cut 6 tag shapes for my calendar pieces. I have cut one of these for every month, and I'm going to do them front to back, so that's why I only need 6 black tags. So I've got my tags cut, and then I got my calendars, and I've already pre-done those, and I've just like I said, the paper is kind of thin, and I was afraid the glue was going to look funky behind it, so I went ahead and ran it through my Xyron machine to put the sticky on there. You could use double-sided tape or whatever, and then I'm gonna glue those onto the papers with the cardstock. But I just went ahead and I did all that. And then for the easel, what you're going to need to do is you need 1 extra tag and a couple pieces of paper, and I used a little bit of lightweight chipboard, and I needed 2 pieces, and the lightweight chipboard measures 3 7/8 by 4 7/8, and then all I did was put some double-sided adhesive on there, and then I covered the one side with black cardstock, and then I did take a Sharpie and I did do a Sharpie on my edges, and you can use ink if you want to. I just wanted to kind of make it black. So you'll need 2 of those. And again, those are 4 7/8 by 3 7/8, and cover one side with black cardstock. Okay, the other side's going to be gluing down to the easel. For the easel, you're going to need a piece that's 10 by 4, and you're going to score at 5. Okay, simple, easy peasy. The next piece you're going to need to connect all that together is going to be 4 by 4, and you're going to score at half, at 2, and at 3.5. Okay, that's all you're going to do. So we are going to fold and burnish, and I am not going to miter my pieces. Okay, and I don't know, it just kind of, well, maybe I will. Maybe I will. We will miter. Yeah, let's miter. What the heck? Let's miter just a little bit. All right. So this easel piece here, this bottom part, this is what's going to make it stand up. And we're going to stick it in there, and we're going to fold it into like an M kind of shape, and it's going to stick into this base piece here. Once we fold and burnish like that, okay? So once you get your pieces cut, score, fold and burnish, and then open up to the inside of this piece here, and then this is where we're going to glue these pieces down, just to the inside, okay? This is going to give it a little bit of stability and strength. And these tags, you know, when you get them going, they are a little bit, you know, they can get a little heavy. So you do need the cardstock, or excuse me, the chipboard to, you know, make sure that it, you know, has a little bit of stability in it, because the cardstock itself is not going to be strong enough. Okay. And then I did cut these a little bit smaller so that they can kind of be a little bit smaller than the actual cardstock piece that we're gluing them onto on purpose. All right, so I'm just going to use my glue, my art glitter glue, and I'm just centering those in there like so. Voila, done. And then I'm going to, where did my little rag go? Here it is. Wipe up my excess glue here. All right. Okay, this is going to be a quick tutorial. It's basically going to turn out the exact same way as I did this one, because I use the same papers pretty much. So, you know, it's going to be the same. So there's your easel. So that's going to stand, well, when we put the other part on, it's going to stand up just like that. Okay. And then you can see that the edges, since I used my Sharpie, they're nice and dark, and you don't really see the chipboard pieces. So that's really nice. And then basically all we're going to do is we're going to glue this into the bottom of this. All right. Like so. So I'm going to do one at a time, and I'm going to put it right to the bottom here. Okay. And there we go. Wipe up my excess glue here. All right. And this is going to be the inside. So I didn't cover the inside with pattern paper because nobody is going to see it. If you want to, you can go right ahead. I just decided I wasn't going to do it. Just keep it nice and dark in there, and it'll be fine. Okay. And then I'm going to just put glue on that other piece and then fold it over. And then that should be that. Okay. All right, and there's our easel right there. Now, eventually this piece is going to glue onto here, but we're going to wait for a little bit because we're going to use this as a template for punching holes in our calendar pieces. Okay, so just hold on to this for a second, but eventually, like I said, that's going to get glued onto there. And then that is going to be the base of our easel. Okay. So then what we're going to do is we're going to grab a calendar piece. Here's January, so we're just going to simply glue that on. We're going to glue that down like so. Okay. Okay, this is January, and then on the other side will be February, right? And again, we're gonna glue, and this is what I did, and you will continue on doing these for all of the months, okay? And again, if you want to do something different on the back and make 12 tags for this project, you totally could. Options, options, options. All right, there we go. So I'm just gonna make sure everything, there we go, is nice and smooth. All right, and then what I did was I just took my calendar, and wherever you want to place it, I didn't do a lot of embellishments on this yet, but you totally could. All right, so you glue that down. All right, and I'm gluing it at the bottom. You could put it in the middle, you could put it at the top, whatever you want, okay? Turning it over, grab February. All right, and then we're gonna punch some holes. Okay, so, all right. That's what you're going to do for the rest of the months. You're just going to continue on doing March, April, so on and so on. Okay, I'm not going to bore you with all of that during this video. That's okay, but that's what you're going to do. Okay, so January, when you flip it over, you'll have February. Okay, so then once you get these all done, we're going to have to punch holes. And we're going to grab this base here, and we're going to use it to help us with this. So I'm going to grab my Crop-A-Dile, and I had it set, and then I unset it for something else. So let's reset it to about, I'm going to set it at 3/8 of an inch in. Okay, and I didn't use eyelets on this. I suppose you could if you wanted to, but I didn't. All right, so I'm setting this at 3/8 of an inch in on my big hole there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line that up, and I'm eyeball centering it, but you're going to do this on the base piece. This is going to attach to the base, but we're also going to use it as a pattern. Let me see if I'm in the middle. That looks good. So I'm going to punch a hole, and then once you get all of these done, after you get your pattern papers on, then you're just simply going to use it as a template so that you get all of the holes in the right spot. And I'm just going to line that up, use it as a template, and punch my holes. So you will do that for the rest of the project, okay? And then once you get all that done, I'm going to take and glue this onto my base. So I'm just going to apply my glue here. Now I suppose you could stiffen the tag by doing like another tag and then gluing the two pieces of cardstock together, but I didn't do that, and it seems to be plenty strong as it is. And then I'm just going to line that up and glue that down onto the front like so. Okay, and then when you're all done with all those pieces, then you simply grab a little book ring, and voila, you have your calendar. And then, like I said, when you flip it over, you will be able to see February on the other side. Okay, and then so on and so forth. So that's basically how you make this little project. It's really easy, super simple. I did it very quickly and created this really fun project, and it turned out gorgeous, and it used scraps. So yeah, I think it's a great project. and you can go back and, you know, I didn't do it yet, but I can go back and I can embellish and do all the things, and it just looks really great. If you use a book ring, you can take them apart, you can redo them for next year, whatever you want. You can fold it up. This would be simple to mail to somebody. You can make 12 tags, put the months on the front, put photo mats on the back. Just a great project. Okay, so that's my tutorial. I hope that all that makes sense. As always, please let me know if you have any questions at all. Please go check out Country Craft Creations at countrycraftcreations.com and check out this calendar paper. It is absolutely gorgeous. Remember the Time. I've used it several times in project. I just love it. I used Black Artisan cardstock. If you cannot get these little mini calendars, go check out your local dollar store. You can get these calendars. Again, you will have to measure these and make your mats appropriately if you're going to use a different calendar than what I used, okay? But just examples. Also, you can go to printacalendar.com and you can get a printout and you can cut these out and then make your own little calendars. They'll fit perfectly on there too. So that's all I got for you tonight. Thank you for watching. Go check out Country Craft Creations. Get your tag die. This is the album tags and accents die. I love it. It works great, and it's one of my fave tag dies ever. So yeah, check it out. Thanks for watching. Have a great night, and I will see you again soon with another tutorial. Thanks. Bye-bye.